You know, it's interesting. Here we are. We're all at an event for the Grammys, which is by definition a mass media event, but we're talking about really micromedia, right? And each of your companies leverages mass media in some way, right? So is there an important intersection between the internet technologies that you guys have and then mass media? I think about, you know, the way that Get Glue is attached to an event like this, or the way that Shazam used the Super Bowl. How do these mass media events and the social media side converge?
I think they interplay. So what happens is, you know, we have information that travels through the social fabric, but it also hops into New York Times. And I think that they sort of cross-pollinate. So what's interesting is, I think we're seeing a lot of times where something is discovered by people, and because it's really awesome content, it would then become so big that everyone would start talking about it, and then you're going to get New York Times article, while before, that just wasn't possible.
So those are sort of multiple levels. Things start at the individual level, and they pop up to nodes with more exposure.
I think what's really interesting too, Ian, is you talk about quality, and what strikes me as sort of marking the past 10 years is that we've demoted curation, mass media sort of centralized curation, and the masses now have much more distributed power to filter collaboratively and to choose what they think is cool. But I think we're still in a really interesting transition because we haven't seen a War and Peace be sort of self-published through Amazon. We haven't seen Reservoir Dogs made on YouTube. So what, as a culture, I think we look back on decades as having produced are really sort of great definitive works, and we don't yet have a system that combines the collaborative expression of the masses with sort of quality control, with editorial input. Spotify is trying to attack this from a sort of unique perspective by letting individuals curate. So we're not on Spotify having any sort of editorial voice. We don't position records as records you should check out. It's all algorithmic.
And that's been a criticism up until...
It's been a criticism because to a certain degree it's like going into Sam's Club and there's every product in the world, but you have no idea where to start. So our solution to this has been to approach our catalog of 15 million licensed songs as a platform in and of itself. And to tell people, look, if you have great taste, or if you have an interesting angle on music, you can build your own experience on top of that platform. So now in Spotify, Rolling Stone has an app you can install. Pitchfork has an app you can install. We Are Hunted has an app you can install. You could build an app that users could install. And this is really interesting to me because it sort of levels the playing field of curation. And it says that if a really enterprising band, if David Bowie or David Byrne wants to build an application, he can sit exactly side by side with a Rolling Stone in this new environment.